Hey guys, excuse the face, okay? I'm broke out. I don't know why, but I'm broke out. Here and here. Okay. Anyways, I wanted to talk about, um, what's been going on, okay? I know a lot of us Christians are going through, hi, going through a lot right now because of somebody that was a Christian, and we all felt it. And I've been doing fine. I was kind of feeling out of sorts last Sunday, and sorry, my head for some reason it gets a little out of control. I was also dealing with a cold. I'm still dealing with it, so excuse this part here. I'm gonna go get my water. Okay, I'm gonna snack on something. Sorry. You're gonna see. This is the raw and uncut, unscripted version of me. So I don't read off scripts. I don't do none of that. I'm gonna see me eating. Sorry. You're gonna see me eating. What else? So, getting back to some of my stuff I talked about a while ago. I have a hard time when the thing's up because I'm like, wow. Okay. Oh, this is my mom's plant. And yes, she named it Henry. Hello, Henry. Make you guys laugh a little bit. I got my cross on. I've had it on for a long time. Sometimes it will flip around if somebody's mad. I don't know why it does that, but I've had necklaces do that in the past. And I'm very surprised that I don't break out, because what's on there and what's on here is I sleep wrong. So anyways, if you guys want to know some juicy things, I'll tell you. Anyways, been having some interesting stuff going on. The Nurse Crossway came over, and yeah, she told me some stuff, and I was like, oh yeah. Also, another thing, I will not talk about politics, but I will talk about the woke idiots on that side. I used to encounter a lot of Karens. As you guys had been following me for a long time. Sorry. I don't mean to be rude and eating on here. I'm just a little hungry. So, I do apologize. Sorry about the background noise. I got a judgy show on. Okay. Can y'all see me now? Sorry. I'm going to use you guys for look at myself for a minute. No, I do not have red hair. Please do not say I got red hair. So, excuse this. Okay. My finger. Anyways, the worst Karen, make you guys laugh, okay, was my ex-mother-in-law. Oh my Lord, let me tell you about that one. Make you laugh, okay. Think of the most ghettoest person you would ever think about meeting in your life. Okay.
The Moore family, they switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming.
And
Mason Moore got even more done in his media business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
And then put an attitude on that person.
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber. For $65 less per month than cable. Ziply Fiber.
I've had to, I don't know what's going on with my hair today. Okay. I've had to put that lady in her place a few times. So when I first, so to give you a backstory, I met my kids' dad through some mutual friends. As some of you guys know, and you guys have followed my journey, for ones that followed the journey up until I said, you know, at the end of the month I was going to be moving and stuff. We're still working on that. Hadn't gotten far.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said,
Anyways,
"This product called Power Step." And he said, "I can't believe how."
people that are getting a glare. This is me without glasses. Sorry. I can't see without them. Anyways, what else? The first time I met this gal, I won't call her gal. Well, I'll be nice. Forgive me, Lord. I'll be nice. Okay. First time I met this gal was it was another time. So the first time their dad and I were going together, we were trying to remember what we were doing. We were going over to an ex-friend of mine's house. See? And flips backwards. That's what I was telling you guys. Anyways, we went over to we went over to an ex-friend's house, and I call her an ex-friend because she was the type of friend that would make up stories about what somebody else said. And she would add her version, her story to it. Okay. Sorry. Put that down. Oh, yeah, I'll also get the baby and the mom. Anyways, she liked to put her own narrative on things. And so we went over there, and I didn't know the extent of how their other grandma was.
Do you want to step outside, please?
Sorry. You're going to get a lot of pauses throughout the video, unless YouTube puts them all together. Anyways, I didn't know the extent of their other grandma and how bad she was. So, we started going together, and we were talking about living together. And I never realized how a... Okay, I'll be forward. A narcissistic mom can be. Okay. To give you some context, sorry, of the severity of this lady. Okay. No. Put it back where you found it, please. Thank you. Like I said, uncut, no scripts, no nothing. The raw. Okay, so she thought that I was a pushover. I figured it out when I first started going with him that he had a mom that would not leave him alone. I have a mother that doesn't leave me alone either. I love her dearly. Don't get me wrong, I do. But I'm almost 40, and I don't need to be treated like I'm 5 years old. Okay? Putting that out there. If a parent is going to treat you like you're 5, so my jaw slants when I talk, and it is from their dad. So just put a little backstory to that. Anyways, I had a very hard time being in a relationship with their dad and being around his mom. There is a video, if you guys go back, I talk about the night that they were, she was scheming to take me to the corpse. Oh yeah. If you guys want me to recap that, I will do that in this video right now. Let me back up my phone. Make it better. Hello. Man down. Then I make you guys laugh for a little bit. How is that? Okay. So the backstory on the whole let's take Lisa to court. For all my new subscribers, my name is Lisa Haley. I was in a DV relationship for 6.5 years. I have 2 wonderful children. Give or take what day it is. I love them dearly, don't get me wrong. They're my blessings from the Lord above. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so sorry about saying my brain goes on fart mode a lot. So anyways, so the night in particular that I'm talking about, we were living at their other grandmother's, and they were about 4.5, 5 years old. So to give you an insight, they're 13 now. So this was like 12 years ago, 12 and a half, 13 years ago. So, anyways, they were sleeping on the floor, and I did not know this was a plan. She had plans. Yeah, come in with me. I gotta turn the TV down to talk to you guys. Okay. So sorry about that. You'll get a judge show and then me, and it'll be a little loud. So I do apologize. I got the volume down. Alright. So, to give you guys, so apparently she was mad because I wasn't giving her money. Okay. Inside, bulb. Bulb. Or halo. Hello. Okay. I know, it looks like I got a bow on my head. She got mad, for some reason. I can't, put why she was always mad. I think she was mad because we weren't giving her money all the time. We weren't, coming over like she wanted us to. She wanted us to be ATM bugs. She wanted us to come over and bug her all the time so she had something to brag about to her friends. She went to a Bible study group. The name of it was called Home League. I don't know why it was called Home League. Never understood that for 6.5 years that I was with their dad. He would joke around and call it the baseball league or something. I don't know. Don't ask me. But that was what he called it. So, anyways, she got mad one night because she was asking my kid's dad for money. I wake up in the middle of an argument they were having. And I sat outside the room, and I was caught off guard by our old friend that lived there. I really liked the guy because he understood what we were going through. And he realized that we needed to get out of there and live in our own house because she was driving me insane. Think of a relative that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pause. I'll give you a lighthearted laugh here. We have a cat that likes to binge around a little bit. So, I gotta see. Yeah, she's sleeping. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm so sorry. Oh, we have another cat. Alright. So, the night in question, they woke me up arguing about money, and her bright idea went down the toilet because I squashed it. She wanted to take me to court over my 2 wonderful children, No Man and Peanut, and call her Peanut. We used to call her, I still do, but her nickname is Boo Boos. We call her Boos for short. Anyways, I came out, I sat down, and I realized they were talking about me. The whole situation was that she wanted to take me to court lie to the judge, say I was a bad mom, I was on drugs, I was drinking, I was partying, I had people over all the time. This is what my kids' dad did. And I don't do drugs. I quit drinking when I was 24. I'm 39, as you guys can tell. I'm 39. Well, some people say I look like I'm still in high school. I had kids when I was 25. I could not understand why she was saying all this stuff. So I sat there for a while and I listened. She complained about how I wasn't giving money to her and I wasn't helping out with the bills and I complained so much. I never complained to her. I never once complained to her. A good insight for you guys that are finding out. I'm sorry. I get nasty on one side. Is a narcissistic grandmother, my children's other grandma, God rest her soul. Sorry. God rest her soul. They don't like to be told no, and they do not like you to be nice to them, and they are very, very evil people. This woman proceeded to come to our house after that, which I figured it out because she was tone deaf and very loud, and I'm talking boisterous loud. I try to be nice to the gal. I try to be nice to their other grandma. I try to, what would you like? I'll go get it for you. We'll buy it for you. She wanted money. I figured this out when I first started dating my children's dad. I first started figuring it out that she wanted money all the time. I didn't know the severity of how many times she wanted money. So the severity of how many times she wanted money was every time we got paid, or every time I got paid. Their dad quit working when they were about 4. Yeah, about 4 years old. He quit working. He got the idea to not work ever again because he could live off me. I am disabled, so you could put it together. So him and his mom schemed this bright idea that I squashed in like 2 minutes. That they were going to take me to court, spin some poor me narrative story that he was he never did drugs, he don't do drugs, and all this other stuff. But what they don't realize is us disabled people, we have brains like recorders. So I had everything up here, and it was like our friend pressed rewind on me. And I thank the Lord above that I could remember everything that night, because what came out was exactly the way they worded it, and they turned white as a ghost. I said, you want to play that way? I have miles and miles and states of people that will come in and verify that not only were you guys trying to get a disabled mother put in false accusing a disabled mom of something she don't do, has never done in my entire life. I don't party, I don't go nowhere, I don't invite people over, I'm not friends with addicts, I tolerate them, but I'm not friends with addicts. I don't like dealing with them. So anyways, they try to back up. Yeah, you're this, and yeah, you do drugs. I said, when did I ever do drugs? When did I ever in my life do drugs? Well, you we call it birthday. You do birthday. I did birthday for my back. My back, I have scoliosis in my back, so I would do that for my back. Well, I realized it wasn't doing anything. It was making it worse. So I quit, and I started praying to the Lord above to help my pain. My pain goes away. So anyways, oh yeah, they went on about, you're a bad mom, you don't do anything, you let all these weird people into the home. I look at them, I said, when did I ever bring somebody into the home? I've never brought anybody into this home. Why are you lying and saying this? And then Mama Dearest had to pipe up and say, yeah, it was some letter. Okay. Contents to a letter that was written almost 20 years ago by my mom's ex-mother-in-law, her second husband's mom, my stepdad's mom. In that letter, it was a very derogatory, very rude, very mean, hurtful letter. She wanted a lot of information. She was trying to get my social security number out of me. She was wanting me to write back and give her all this information so my stepdad could do fraud. In the situation, the letter was brought up. I don't know why this 20-something-year-old letter was brought up to their dad and grandma. So we moved back in with his mom 2 years later, and they wanted to bring up the fact that this letter existed. I tore that down. Yes, I did. I looked them both in their faces and I said, well, for your information, that letter got burned. And I looked at him and I said, right, it got burned because you told me I had to burn it. Because someone was on drugs and didn't want to get off the drugs. Insight, when an addict tells you, I'm never getting off drugs, they're never getting off drugs. Or, I want to get off drugs, but I don't know how, and I got some southern accent going on. So, I had a feeling that they were wanting to take me to court, lie about all the whole 9 yards, bring up this 20-something-year-old letter. So what I told them that night, I said, look, if you got proof, show me proof. And him and his mom were scrambling around to, let's find some imaginary proof to show the judge. So I look at them. I was very serious when I said this. I said, if you don't have proof, why would you go to a courthouse, go into a legal judge's courtroom, have me stand there, bold-faced lie? I looked at him, I said, what's all over your face? What's all over your face? He goes, oh, I'm broke out. I said, I know you're broke out. You're broke out due to drugs and very, very extremely hardcore drugs you're on. I looked at him, I said, and that's not from drinking. I said, when you stop drinking, some can of red, white, and blue Paps or whatever it's called. He quit drinking that and went to Fireball. Fireball is a cinnamon flavored whiskey. It has a little demon on the cover. He drank that for 3 years. We were out of state for about 6 or 7 months. We physically moved out of state. I couldn't change any information on me because I had a feeling that he was going to leave me in one state. So the night that I was calling him out, they realized they were screwed. They had no information. They had no proof. They had no video proof of me doing drugs. They had no video proof of me having addict friends come around. They had no proof of me drinking. They had no proof of me partying or having people come around. The only person that ever did all that was my kids' dad. He had a friend, an ex-friend or some guy that he knew for like 20 years. Hung out with him, big talk. Oh, one day I'm gonna get my own place and blah, blah, blah. So, this is little man. That little man. Hi. That is little man. I call him little man because I used to call him little dude. Little dude. So, now you guys got an insight of what we dealt with for 6.5, basically their whole life. I left in 2019, and him and his mom were still at it again. They were trying to take me to court to prove to a lawyer that...
Oh no!
Now you guys know why I wear this shirt. He's my big boy. Okay, here you go.
Uh-oh.
Say hi.
Hi. Oh no!
So, basically their whole life, they didn't know he looks just like his dad. Say hi.
Hi.
Say, what's your name?
Fire.
That's my son. Okay, sit down, drink your milk. So, and then Peanut's around here somewhere. So anyways, for the majority of their life, their dad could not handle the fact that they're autistic. So they basically were glued to me. And when I told him and his mom that I had a lot of people behind me, a lot of people meaning I got my dad, and he got some biker friends, and then my mom, and she got friends that, it's like somebody knows somebody and somebody knows somebody. So the first time I ever met his family, his mom had this biker friend come over. Oh my Lord. I still remember this. To this day, I tell people about this story. It's looking back, she was trying to intimidate me to make me not be with her son. I think she had an unhealthy relationship with her son. I don't know. So, anyways, the very first time, she had me come over. It was my birthday. I was about 24, and they had invited me over for my birthday. And they don't really celebrate birthdays on the day that you're born. They celebrate them like a couple days later, or, you know, a week later or whatever. No.
I mean,
There's some water on the table. Sorry. And I'm gonna put the news on. So anyways. So, no, put that back where you found that. No cookies. Thank you. There's cookie up in the cookie jar.
the Bob in the cookie jar.
Anyways, so they invited me over. It was around the 4th of July, and I called my dad. And I didn't know this gentleman. Okay, thank you. I didn't know who this gentleman was. I didn't know anything about him. Well, I wasn't informed until later that so anyways, they asked this gentleman and his wife to come over and be decked out in biker stuff, Django, and her favorite thing. What else? She goes, well, I was stopped at the entrance of the front door. Triangle. I was stopped at the entrance of the door, the front door. And they told me, brace yourself. She's on a roll. She had an old family friend show up. She wants to interrogate you. So, as I'm talking, Django, if you're going to do that, then you need to go in the other room. I'm not going to have you sit here and be mean to mommy. Thank you.
I did.
Okay. So they, when I say they, I am talking about his aunt, my children's great aunt. So, put the remote back. Nice try. No, where you found it. Thank you. Sorry. So, I had my dad called when I was starting to talk to this gentleman. He was basically he was asked to show up there in biker cut and leathers, the whole 9 yards, even right up on his bike. This is an old timer biker I'm talking about. Very old timer, or very old school, you know. So, my dad calls. I said, oh, my daddy's calling. And the look on my ex-mother-in-law's face, we weren't technically married, but we would have been common law, was an evil grin. So I stepped outside. I told their great aunt, I said, I'm going to step outside. My daddy's calling. Hang on a minute. Everybody pause. So I went outside, and the first thing my dad said to me was, happy birthday. Happy late birthday. I said, oh, thank you, Dad. Love you. He says, what's going on? I said, well, they got a friend that's a biker guy here. I don't see any more biker friends, just this one. And they're playing 21 questions with me. They wanted to see if I knew certain MCs, because I guess he was a part of an MC. So my dad, being my dad, says, okay, well, here's 21 answers to whatever questions they ask you. But we're going to add some more to those 21. So it basically went into 51 answers, because there was more added to those 51. So she goes, head first, goes punch full into the questions. She wanted to know how my dad knew certain biker MCs, and it was like my daddy was standing next to me, and I had big hand. My dad's got big, large hands. Big hand, like God's hand, on my shoulder. And I said, well, my daddy knew a lot of MCs over here. He was friends with all the presidents, of all of them. Even the Angels, the HAs. Quit pacing, thank you. So, the story, or the questions, kept getting to me. The questions kept getting too much for me. So finally I looked at her and said, is this why you invited him over? She goes, yeah, I wanted to prove you wrong. I said, excuse me, but my daddy was the one that gave me the answers to all your questions. Because my daddy knew you were going to ask me these questions, and I don't appreciate you being rude and disrespectful. I looked at the gentleman across the table. I said, I'm very sorry. My dad knows a lot of MCs over here and over in Montana. Can I ask you what the reason why you asked me all these questions? I find out later the reason why she asked me these questions is she didn't want me being with her son. She wanted to see if I would fumble in the answers. She wanted to embarrass me. Oh yeah, she wanted to embarrass me in front of her friend. So when I basically cracked all the answers, her face went from this color to 20 sheets of gray, because she realized she screwed up. And not only did she screw up, but she made a fool of herself. A very big one. And I think she realized that she definitely messed up on that. So after that, she didn't like me for 3-4 years.
personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. It matters late at night. It matters when
Sorry, my neighbors are moving out. They're really not. They're just really bad neighbors. So, anyways, I said, "Is this why you invited this poor guy over here? Is to question me because you're jealous of the fact that I'm dating your son?" And I said, "What would happen if one day we did have children?" I found that out. 9 months later, I find out she wanted my kids' dad to get sole custody of both children so he could get what the state gives them. I went, okay. One, I didn't like the fact she was nasty. When I first met her, now I may forget once in a while, and I may have some questionable, stuff. But this woman, when I met her, she never once wore deodorant. She didn't change her clothes. She drove around in a broken down van that stunk so bad, like something died in her van. And then she would come over and she would lay on our couch like she lived there. And then I don't know. It was just a lot of stuff that was going on. And I needed my insanity back. So, with that, I am blessed to have God with me, and I walk beside him, as I always do. And for everybody that watches my videos, thank you. Jake, the doggy you all love to see. So, this is the end of the video. Jakey wants to sign off on it. And I'm bringing you over so you guys can see the doggy of the hour. Jakey. 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 This is Jack, everybody, and this is Bado. And he's gonna smell the camera. Smell the camera, Jake. Alrighty, guys. I will talk to you in the next video. You guys have a very blessed day, and I'll see you guys later.